U.S. immigration agents raided a landscaping company in Ohio today and made 114 arrests. The sweep is part of a nationwide crackdown on illegal immigration. The number of local law enforcement agencies joining the effort has doubled since President Trump took office. Officers in 77 departments in 20 states are now acting as federal agents to enforce immigration laws. For tonight's Eye on America, David Begnaud went to Gwinnett County, Georgia, where undocumented immigrants find no sanctuary.
Just keep your hands still.
With immigration with the jail, okay?
We're inside the perimeter of the Gwinnett County Jail. There's about 2,400 inmates here. We're probably 30 minutes north of downtown Atlanta. Federal immigration officials point to Georgia as being a model state when it comes to successfully cracking down on illegal immigration. So we've come to see how it's working. 6 counties in Georgia have joined the federal 287G program. It deputizes local law enforcement to act as ICE agents. The number of law enforcement agencies participating in this program has tripled since President Trump took office. So this 287G means no matter how minor your crime is or how major it is, if you're in the country illegally, we're going to hold you for ICE.
Under the Trump administration right now, we're going by all law immigration laws.
Gotcha.
So you come in for jaywalking. We find out that you're illegal. We hand you over to ICE. Now, we work for ICE.
Right.
We do not deport anybody.
Diaz Lopez?
We get you into ICE's system. We get you into ICE's custody.
Right.
You go through the immigration process.
Do you want an interpreter? You got to step here?
Just north of Atlanta, Gwinnett County accounted for 20% of all 287G encounters last year. That is by far the most nationally.
So we verify that you do not have any valid documentation to legally be here in the United States.
27-year-old Fermin Diaz Lopez was driving to his plumbing job when he was pulled over by police because his passenger was not wearing a seatbelt. He was arrested for driving without a license. How long have you been in the U.S.?
11 years.
Have you ever been deported before?
No.
No. So this would be your first time.
It's first time.
How are you feeling right now?
I feel so bad. I'm so scared. I'm not like to go in my country. This is my family here. My wife, she's pregnant. I feel so bad for that.
Unlike Diaz Lopez, 70% of those deported by ICE from this jail have prior criminal records, such as Javier Cuatro, who has multiple felonies and deportations. I heard that you said you want to be deported. You want to go back.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't have a chance. You don't have nothing.
Moments later, ICE arrived to pick up Diaz Lopez, Cuatro, and 2 other inmates.
Good.
They were taken to a detention center in Atlanta for possible deportation. Nationwide, 78 local law enforcement agencies across 20 states participate in the 287G program, through which ICE deported close to 6,000 illegal immigrants last year. 653 alone came from Gwinnett County.
If you're in a country illegally, the least you can do is obey that country's laws.
Gwinnett County Sheriff Butch Conway signed the county up for the program in 2009. What do you say to the folks who say it's just an excuse to profile?
No, if they don't commit a crime and come to Gwinnett County Jail, then we'll never have any contact with them.
California and so-called sanctuary cities ban programs like 287G.
Unfortunately, we are one of the worst states to be an undocumented individual.
Well, thank you so much for doing.
Local activist Aisha Yaqub helped to block the statewide implementation in Georgia earlier this year.
Our communities are targeted based on what they look like. Police officers pulling people over for something as simple as a broken taillight or driving without a license.
Is it profiling, or is that them just doing their job?
So just the thought of dealing with someone who is an undocumented person gives them a little bit extra push to maybe take them to the jail and see what they could do.
What do you say to the critics who say, look, most of the people you're arresting and sending over to ICE are nonviolent offenders?
Well, they're wrong. I've known illegal aliens personally for many years. They work in the community, live in the community, they're great people, but they're here illegally. If they're going to be here illegally, you drive, you're taking a chance.
An extraordinary look inside the system, David. You met these the two guys. One wanted to be deported, one didn't. What's their status tonight?
So Fermin Diaz-Lopez, who was arrested for driving without a license, is waiting to see an immigration judge. Javier Cuatro, who told us he wanted to be deported, got what he wanted. He's gone.
David Begnaud, thank you for that tonight.